things are about to get very strange. Saraswati's talking to Lila, who's recently lost her husband. I shall narrate to you a story which illustrates the dreamlike nature of this creation. In pure consciousness, in a corner of the mind of the Creator, there was a dilapidated shrine covered with a blue dome. It had the 14 worlds for rooms. The 3 divisions of space were holes in it. The sun was the light. In it there were little ant hills, the cities, little piles of earth, mountains, and little pools of water. This is creation, the universe. In a very small corner of it there lived a holy man with his wife and children. He was healthy and free from fear. He performed his religious and social duties well. The point is, we've got creation existing in a little corner of the mind of the Creator, and it's in a dilapidated shrine. And there's a holy man with his wife living and children living there. Saraswati continued, that holy man was known as Vasistha, and his wife was Arundhati, though they were different from the Vasistha and Arundhati of legendary fame. And I don't know if they're different from the Vasistha that's telling this story. One day, when that holy man was seated on the top of a hill, he saw at the foot of that hill a colourful procession on the move, with a king riding a stately elephant, followed by an army and other royal paraphernalia. Looking at this, a wish arose in the heart of the holy man. Indeed, the life of a king is rich and full of delight and glory. Where will I ride a royal elephant like that, and be followed by an army like this? Some time after this, the holy man grew old, and then death overtook him. His wife, who was highly devoted to him, prayed to me, and asked for the same boon that you had asked for, that her husband's spirit should not leave her house. I granted her that boon. Though that holy man was an ethereal being, on account of the power of his constant wish during the previous lifespan, he became a mighty king and ruled over a great empire which resembled heaven on earth. He was dreaded by his foes. He was indeed a Cupid to womenfolk. He was stable and firm against temptations like a mountain. He reflected all the scriptures within himself like a mirror. He was the wish fulfiller of everyone in need, and he was the resting place of holy men. He was indeed the full moon of righteousness. Arundhati had also given up her body and attained reunion with her husband. It is 8 days since this happened. Lila, it is the same holy man who is now your husband the king, and you are the same Arundhati who was his wife. On account of ignorance and delusion, all this seems to take place in the infinite consciousness. You may regard all this as true or as false. Lila asked, O goddess, all this seems so strange and incredible to me. It is like saying that a huge elephant is bound in the centre of a mustard seed, or that in an atom a mosquito fought with a lion, or that there is a mountain in a lotus pod. Saraswati said, My dear, I do not utter falsehood, but am telling the truth. It sounds incredible, but this kingdom appears to be only in the hut of the holy man, on account of his desire for a kingdom. The memory of the past is hidden, and you too have risen again. Death is but waking from a dream. Birth which arises from a wish is no more real than the wish, like waves in a mirage. Saraswati continued, Lila, your house, you, I, and all this is pure consciousness, not else. Your house was itself in the house of the holy man Vasistha. In the space of his jiva existed the rivers and the mountains and so on. Even after the creation of all this, in the holy man's house, it remained as it was before. Indeed, in every atom There are worlds within worlds. Lila asked, "O goddess, you said that it was only 8 days ago that the holy man had died, and yet my husband and I have lived for a long time. How can you reconcile this discrepancy?" "O Lila," Saraswati said, "O Lila, just as space does not have a fixed span, time does not have a fixed span either. Just as the world and its creation are mere appearances, a moment and an epoch are also imaginary, not real. In the twinkling of an eye, the jiva undergoes the illusion of the death experience, forgets what's happened before that, and in the infinite consciousness thinks, 'I am this,' etc., and 'I am his son, I am so many years old,' etc. There is no essential difference between the experiences of this world and those of another. All this being the thought forms in the infinite consciousness. They are like two waves in the same ocean. Since these worlds were never created, they will never cease to be. Such is a law. Their real nature is consciousness. Even as in a dream, there is birth, death, and relationship, all in a very short time. And even as a lover feels that a single night without his beloved is an epoch, the jiva thinks of experienced and non-experienced objects in the twinkling of an eye. And immediately thereafter, he imagines those things, the world, to be real. Even those things which he had not experienced nor seen present themselves before him as in a dream. Yeah, I mean, we're speaking generally here. I gave a little instance earlier about how I experienced a certain dream as real, and it became a memory. The dream of my sleeping bag being torn, which I assumed it was torn, and then when I took it out to use it, it was fine. But in general, this is what we're doing all the time. We're assuming what is imaginary or what is the nature of thought to be material. The thought moves my arm. So either, but the thought. Well, I suppose if the thought is moving the arm, then the arm must be of the nature of thought. The arm must, in essence, be the same nature as thought. Thought is immaterial, so my arm must be immaterial. This world and this creation is nothing but memory, dream. Distance, measures of time like a moment and an age, all these are hallucinations. This is one kind of knowledge, memory. There is another which is not based on memory of past experience. This is the fortuitous meeting of an atom and consciousness, which is then able to produce its own effects. As I've often pondered before, the whole universe is existing right here and now. I'm not talking as an idea or as a memory. The universe right now is bounded by 3 walls. It's 2 walls over there and 1 wall over there, and there's nothing going on outside them. I can hear. There are certain sensations, certain sounds, which I can say indicate something is going on outside, but that's based on memory. That's based on deductions, on assumptions, on inductions. Right now, if I strip away all memories, all hypotheses, all deductions, of everything that is happening in the universe is happening right here and now. And but when we talk about reality, which we can call conventional reality, it's based on memories, it's based on hypotheses. And that's what we tend to think of as concrete reality. Liberation is the realization of the total non-existence of the universe as such. This is different from a mere denial of the existence of the ego and the universe. The latter is only half knowledge. Liberation is to realize that all this is pure consciousness.